Hi everyone! So small change in scenery today. I do have some guests staying with me right now, and even though they're upstairs, the mic was just picking up the audio from what was going on upstairs, so we are filming in a different location today. But today, you guys, we're going to be taking a look at shopping for plants via live sales, and specifically via live sales on the PlantStory app, and I would like to take a moment to thank PlantStory for being the sponsor of today's video. Now, real quick, before I forget, PlantStory is in the process of a rebrand. They are becoming Palmstreet, so just wanted to make you guys aware of that because I'm not sure if that change will fully have been implemented yet or not by the time this video comes out. But I want to start off by talking a little bit about the app and kind of showing you around on it. So I am going to do a screen recording to show you kind of what the app looks like. And then over the course of the past week, I did shop some plant sales and I'm going to show you some of that as well. Now, I do want to let you know up front, these live plant sales can go on for hours and hours and hours. So I'm just going to be showing you some highlights and some interesting finds that I saw and some of the ones that I joined. And then of course I did buy some plants. So I will be showing you a part of that as well. And then later on in this video, we're actually going to be doing some of the unboxing of those plants as they start to arrive this week. But let me go ahead and get this screen recording going so that I can show you this app and kind of tell you more about what it's all about. Okay, so basically you guys, this is kind of an app that is a combination of multiple things. I feel like most people really come over to PlantStory for the live sales, but they also have a marketplace as well. But when you first log in, and you can see up here at the top, there is a little blurb about their rebranding to Palmstreet. I'm just going to dismiss that so it's out of our way. When you first get in here, normally it's going to take you straight to the live page and it will show you at the top any of the live sales that are happening right now. So we can see there are 4 live sales showing up here for me at the moment. And then as you scroll down, it will give you upcoming ones if you're following certain people or based on kind of what the app has determined your interests are. It will give recommendations for ones for you. It segments it out in all kinds of ways. We've got rookie sellers, PlantStory ambassadors, plant accessories. So it isn't just plants. There are people selling pottery, crystals, things like that as well. You can shop small, tropical rare plants, cacti, carni, TC, and more. There's all kinds of things that you guys can do. Now, I do want to point out though that there are just regular kind of marketplace plant sales, if you will, as well. If we click on shop down here, you can see that there are just plants here for sale, just kind of like you would find, like for example, on like Facebook Marketplace or something like that. Only unlike Facebook Marketplace, this is all plants. You don't have to like filter through all kinds of other riffraff, as it were. And I have seen some pretty good deals on here, you guys. So I kind of want to take a moment too to talk about what makes PlantStory different from some of the other apps that are doing this. From what I have discovered and heard from sellers is that PlantStory is actually has less seller fees than, or lower seller fees, I guess I should say, than the majority of the other apps. So I think that's why we're seeing an increased number of people starting to sell on PlantStory. I will say that in my experience shopping some of these live sales, I did find that there are some really good deals. Like the plants are being offered for pretty good prices. Now I do want to point out up front that you do still have to pay shipping on top of that, and the shipping can be a bit pricey. So for the most part, the way that most of the sellers are doing it seems to be standard 3-day shipping, and it's usually right around $15 regardless of the seller. Some of them might be like, I don't know, $15.99, $14.99, something like that, but it seems to be around that $15 range. Now the nice thing is you're just paying that flat rate, not per plant per se. So for example, if you were to buy multiple plants in one live sale, you would just pay the $15 once, and then typically it's another additional charge per plant in the range of probably about $5 is what I've noticed in the ones that I shopped. And the nice thing also is that most sellers will offer combined shipping. So typically they will show you or tell you when you go into a live sale what days of the week they ship. And any of their live sales that you shop leading up to those shipping days, you can still only pay that one $15 flat fee and then $5 or so extra per additional plant. Now, sometimes I've heard there's a way to make it automatic, or at least there were some comments going around in one of the live sales, but most of them don't have it set up automatic. You just have to send them a message and say, hey, I'd like to combine my orders and combine shipping, and they'll refund you the second or third or fourth $15 charge that happened. But let's check out some of the live sales that I shopped next. And I will go ahead and let you guys know up front that I did buy some plants. So be prepared, bought more plants than I probably should have bought, but that's okay. So let me go ahead and let me pull up my screen recordings from those so that I can follow along with you guys. Okay, so this first seller is Plants with Dirt, just happened to be the first one that was kind of up and running the day that I was able to get on and start checking out these live shows, but they do have an amazing selection of plants, so I'm glad I caught it. And I want to tell you right now, you guys, there's several different ways that people will sell on these live sales. They can load the plants directly into the app, and then there will be like a bidding bar that you'll see in a second when we're looking at this footage along the bottom, where you can just like swipe it to say, okay, I want to bid higher. Then somebody outbid you. You can swipe it again to go higher, and like a little timer resets each time somebody bids for however many seconds until the timer runs out, and then whoever had the highest bid gets the plant. That is kind of the easiest way to go about it, but some sellers still just do it in the comments, where they'll just tell you, hey, this plant, we're going to start it at $15, and you just comment in the comments 15. Usually they'll say $5 increment increases only, so then somebody else might bid 20, you got to go to 25, so on and so forth, and then they'll do a countdown, usually a 10-second countdown, to close out the auction. And at that point, what they do is they actually pin is what is called pin the plant to you, and you have to accept it and pay for it right then and there. So just know, you guys, there are a variety of ways that these things can be done, but I will say, if you get in there and you feel a little overwhelmed or confused, all of the people in the live sales in the comments are super helpful. I do want to state that right now. This seems like a very tight-knit community, super nice people. A lot of the sellers, I saw them jumping into other sellers' lives, buying from them. Like, it really is an awesome community, and I didn't see any kind of like negativity going on at all, at least in my experience so far. And from what I heard people saying in the live sales, it seems like there's not a lot of that going on in this app, and that is super refreshing, especially considering some of the things that have gone down just in comments on my channel in recent weeks. One second, you guys, there's a cat clawing at the door and I need to let him in. Okay, guys, Cat is in the room and settled in on his perch, so hopefully we are good to go. Now, I can't find my wireless earbuds, so we're going with the old school corded ones here so that I can hear along on this while I'm showing this to you. But the first seller I want to show you is called Plants with Dirt. They do have a really vast array and selection of plants, so was kind of happy that this was the first seller that I kind of stumbled upon. But I will say up front, not a lot of anthurium, and I did mention to you guys in my wishlist video that I felt like this is going to be like my year of anthuriums, that I was really going to start getting more and more into anthuriums. And so with these plant sales, I was actually really in the back of my mind, mostly in search for anthuriums, but that doesn't mean that I didn't find something to buy from this seller. Spoiler alert, I did. But let's go ahead and get this started. This is Molly with Plants with Dirt. And if I recall correctly, we are starting off showing you a variegated dragon scale.
Low color variegated dragon.
And I do find this dynamic a little fun with this seller, that this is her, and then her boyfriend Derek is the guy she's talking to off screen, and she's always seems to be trying to sell the plants for lower than he thinks she should. But I just wanted to show this one first because we were talking about variegated alocasia recently being a hot item. So she is loading it up to do the bid swipe bar like I was talking about. And I think she's starting it at 120, she just said, but let's see what she ends up loading it up for.
Yeah, give me that caution wind. Give me that back.
Oh no, she loaded it up for 110. So like you guys can see here, there is that bid bar down there. So if I was interested in bidding for this, I could just swipe that and it would put in my bid. And then once again, you just go back and forth. I will say, I really only had like one live plant sale I was in where there was like mass bidding wars and people trying to like snipe each other, like last second put in a higher bid. For the most part, it wasn't like that though. Let's see how much this one actually goes for. I think that went for 110. So that's not that bad for that. So let me just pause this here for a second. So you guys who have been around for a while will know that I do have a Syngonium red spot tricolor, which is what she is about to offer up for auction. I have been wanting to get at least one more, maybe two more, to add in with the one I have because it's just a baby and I want like a fuller pot. So of course, you guys, when this popped up, I immediately was like, ooh, I might have to bid on that depending on how much she throws it up there for. So let's just watch and see what happened.
On the board. Okay, well that was so sweet of Eric. I love presents.
So starting bid was $15, which
I love presents.
I think is cheaper. It is cheaper than what I got mine for. But remember, that doesn't include the $15 shipping.
This will be fun. He likes to take his presents back.
And right there is where I bid. So like I said, you guys, I thought about it. I was like, maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe I should do it. It looks pretty good. So I'm just going to do it. So that was me and I got it. So you'll see it'll pop up and show that I won the auction there for, I think it was 21 was the final one. Here's a very large Gloriosum, and this cracked me up. Somebody commented on the leaf. Wait for it.
Yeah. Oh, on a pole. Interesting. Yes, they have a few ugly leaves because they have to take some nutrients back. Have you ever considered just pulling them off? And then you don't have to worry about it? And then it's literally perfect again?
It cracked me up, you guys, that she just like was like, yes, there's a bad leaf. I'm just going to rip it off right now. It's perfect again. I'm telling you, she's pretty hilarious. Both of them are pretty hilarious. But the fact that she started this that low is crazy to me.
Thank you for letting me know
Like,
I'm alive. It's much easier that way.
Gloriosums like that size were so expensive like just a year ago. It's just so nuts. Like that sold for $14. Like I had to double check that because that is just crazy. So let's see what's up next.
Alrighty.
Spiritus Sancti.
I don't want to say that too loud.
Did you hear that? 85 starting bid on a Spiritus Sancti.
For $85.
That's crazy, you guys. That is crazy. Now they are being tissue cultured, so the price is coming down, but I still can't even believe that low. That's how much things have changed in like the last year. So right now it's at 90. That's like a steal. There's people probably watching this who paid hundreds and maybe even $1,000 for one at some point that are like, oh my gosh. And there it is. It's gone for, I think, 90. Oh, sorry, 85.
I've got Philodendron SP Columbia.
All right, you guys, let me pause this again. So I have not talked much about this plant. I did feature it in my crawling versus climbing philodendron video. This is a Philodendron SP Columbia. And for those of you who don't know, when it's SP, what that means is this plant is recognized as being a philodendron, but it hasn't actually officially been classified yet as a specific species, if you will, within the genre. So that is why it will say SP. And then at some point in the future, if it actually is officially classified, the SP will go away. And honestly, Columbia might be replaced with something else, or there might be some other modifier on it. But this is one of those plants that gets, it's a crawling terrestrial type philodendron. It gets billowy, beautiful leaves, and I have seen so many people posting pictures of them lately, and I'm just like, oh my god, I kind of want one. So of course, when this one popped up, my brain was like, maybe I'll bid on it, but let's watch.
Starting bid $15 in the comments.
$15.
I'm sick of loading things, so we're gonna
$15, you guys. And like she said, she was tired of loading things, so we are doing it in the comments, and there is my $15 bid.
15. $5 bid increments. 10, 9, 8. How far from Oneonta do we live? Probably 40 minutes.
And honestly, if I'd been smart, I would have had my thing up to type another number in case I got sniped, but I didn't.
3, 2, 1. Done. Aloha. Aloha, are you in Hawaii? If so, I'm jealous.
And of course I had to tell her I wasn't in Hawaii yet, but that was the goal. But yeah, you guys, so got that for $15. Now this,
and I'm gonna be
this one, like, this particular live sell, there wasn't a lot of that sniping, like people trying to outbid each other in the comments at the last minute, which is why I didn't just have my numbers up, my keyboard up, ready to send in another one, because I didn't need to. But you'll see in some of the upcoming ones that I definitely had to do that. And sometimes you have to snipe yourself just in case, you guys. Okay, you guys, so this next seller is, well, actually, okay, this is kind of a confusing situation. So a few days later, after shopping those other sales, I got on, I believe it was Easter Sunday actually, and Plants with Dirt was going live again. And since it was the same shipping week, I was like, well, I might as well shop one of their live sales again, because if I see something different, I can just combine it like I was telling you guys earlier. But this particular day, they were not at their greenhouse. They were at their friend Matt's greenhouse. He is the Plant Ward on Instagram, and I must say this guy has a lot of different plants, including some anthuriums. So I'm just gonna show you some of the highlights of anthuriums that I saw. This first one that he is showing is, they think, a King Clarinervium anthurium, which I absolutely think are gorgeous. Now remember, you guys, these are just juvenile anthurium. They're gonna look a lot different when they get bigger for the most part, at least this one. It's gonna look a little bit different, a little bit darker, more pronounced veining, definitely way bigger leaves. But I believe this one, they were saying that they couldn't find the actual tag on it, but they were pretty sure it was a King Clarinervium. And because they couldn't find a tag on it, they actually priced it less than it normally would go for. I did consider bidding on this one. I did not actually buy it, but let's take a look at it.
Sorry, I'm new. He's new.
And they've got the bids in at 55 so
that
far.
Would be that boy. If we were 100% more certain, this would be like 150 plus.
So see, would be 150.
So we'll check that one
it's
out.
at 55.
So there, so she
actually, now I think it's up to 65. Another thing I really liked about them is they show the roots of a lot of the plants, or I should say
60.
him, Matt, showed the roots of a lot of his plants.
Like the shape you're looking at.
Right, we've blown out all of our queries up into that range.
In the hundreds, I know.
It's up to $70 now.
So. Do 65.
And that's
all
it.
Right. That's that.
So
unpotted plant
actually went for 65, but
start mid 45 on a
and as you guys can see,
booply.
I'm already bidding on this one. This is a Dischidia numerularia variegata, and also commonly referred to as a million hearts. This is on my wish list, you guys, if you watched my wish list video for 2024. So of course I had to bid on it. And honestly, I was not recording when this plant first came up, you guys. So basically, let me catch you up. This plant was shown earlier in the live sale, and I thought about getting it, but then I was kind of like, let me see what else they have. And nobody bid on it. So sometimes when that happens, you can just type in the comments later on and be like, hey, can I get that Dischidia that you showed earlier? Well, I kept typing, hey, can I buy that Dischidia that you showed earlier? And it was like, you have to kind of wait to send your message till you see them looking and reading the messages, because sometimes the messages are coming in so fast they might not see it. Well, I kept sending it right when I thought they could see it, and then other people would start typing and it would go away. I swear to you, I think I had to send it a total of 8 times, and finally other people were trying to help me. They're like, dude, don't forget about the Dischidia. Dude, Dischidia. Like, it was just this whole thing. But like I said, everybody seems super nice and helpful on PlantStory, so they were all trying to help get their attention for me so that I could buy this plant. So I really appreciated that. So basically, he threw this up as a $45 starting bid, but everybody like knew I wanted it, so nobody pretty much touched it, as you're about to see.
Million hearts variegated. Yep, tags.
I can go get them.
1 M31. All right, we'll get you on that one, Aloha.
And that was that.
You want this?
So that's basically how I became the owner of that plant.
M31.
All right, you guys. We are moving on to another seller right now, and this lady is Willow Ivy Botanicals. I do believe she's based out of Florida, I think. She just happened to be on, and I just happened to catch her live sale. Like, I don't even think I was following her or anything. And I've really been hoping she was going to come on again sometime soon, because she had some really nice anthuriums, but also some other plants, as you're about to see. But let's take a look at this anthurium that she was showing, that we're taking a look at first here. And I do want to say, you guys, at this point in shopping these live sales, like, I was on the hunt for a luxurian hybrid of sort, an anthurium luxurians, but I wanted one that had all the texture of a luxurians, and preferably that was kind of darker colored. And this was the first luxurians hybrid she threw up here, which I did consider getting, but then I decided to hold out, and I'm glad I did, because you'll see what I actually bought from her in a second.
Red Crystal by Lux. Really sizing up nicely. You can see the red on the sinus.
So like she said, it's a red crystallinum by Lux. Luxurians.
We can do $80.
$80. That's not that bad, you guys.
$80. Red Crystal Lux.
It is not that bad. But then came this one.
Yeah. This was the Rad Lux.
So this is a Anthurium radicans by Anthurium luxurians. And I saw that and was like, I need it. $50. All she wanted for that giant, beautiful Anthurium. Are you kidding me? Yes, I bid $50 super fast.
We have a 50 in there.
And at this point,
I like the grays
in
better
her
than the
live
silvers,
sale,
too.
not many people were bidding on
I
things, so
agree
I
with
didn't
the
really
gray.
feel like I had to worry
More
about
than
somebody
silvers.
trying to snipe
All right,
me,
we're gonna count it down.
which is why I
Three prices,
wasn't
two
up
of them
there
in there,
prepared to throw in a last
All right,
minute
here we
higher
go.
bid.
10, 9,
Oh,
8,
I guess I
7,
did decide
6,
maybe I
5,
should,
4, 3, 2, 1,
but I didn't need
and
to
done.
because I got it. That big,
All right,
beautiful
you got it for
plant.
50.
Big, beautiful plant, you guys.
$50.
Okay.
El Chaco bush.
Bush is the appropriate word for that. So
El
that is a
Chaco
philodendron
bush,
El
45.
Chaco
Versus
red.
55 can have it.
$45 is really
It's
reasonable.
got
That's a lot of leaves on that plant. Oh, it's
three
technically
plants.
3 plants in one pot. I forgot about
El
that.
Chaco.
Not gonna lie, kind of thought about bidding on that one, but I already
There's
have
the
an El
Florida
Chaco.
Ghost Mint,
All right, this is a
45.
Florida Ghost Mint, $45. That is a really decent price for that size of plant. A lot of these weren't selling, you guys,
So sorry, guys, I didn't see
because
all those
it was
comments.
pretty
I'm like,
early
dang, it's
in
quiet
her
here.
live. As the live sale went on, more and more sold.
Look how pretty this guy is. I haven't showed him yet. Philodendron domesticum. He is quite large. $85.
That is not a bad price for a large, highly variegated domesticum like that.
85.
Like I said, you guys, she had some really nice plants, like bigger plants too.
There is a smidge.
And that's
of
another
green.
thing. Like, a lot of these sellers will just do seedlings or like
Not much.
smaller
There's green in the
plants.
stem,
So if
though.
that's like what you have to do because that's what you can afford, that's fine. But then you
85,
have
guys,
people
what
like
a
this who have these
steal.
big beautiful ones as well, for
Look at
those of
that
you who want
leaf.
that and can afford it. Okay, so yeah, I guess I want to take a second to point that out. There is something I feel like for everybody on this app because there is just such a wide range of sellers. And like I said, some are just selling seeds, like anthurium seeds and things as well, so that you can grow them yourself, and corms, you know? So there is a large variety. You just kind of have to find the sellers that are selling kind of what you're looking for and follow them. And you can set up notifications and alerts so you get alerted whenever they're doing a live sale and whatnot. Okay, this next one, this person was actually, or the seller was actually recommended to me by my contact at PlantStory, which by the way, I did not mention this. My contact at PlantStory actually is one of you guys, a subscriber who, when he first subscribed to the channel, was not actually working for PlantStory, but is now. So thank you to him for setting this up. I don't want to say his specific name just in case he doesn't want me to. I haven't asked his permission, but yeah, big thanks to him. So he recommended this guy to me, especially for anthuriums, and I just kept waiting for a live sale to happen, and it took a while. So finally, one morning at 10 a.m., he was doing a live sale, and so I went on to check, and oh my gosh, so many beautiful anthuriums, you guys, so many beautiful anthuriums. I may be having to bleep some things out just so you know, you guys. I know you guys know I don't particularly like foul language on my channel, and I know some of you have expressed to me you don't like that either. I believe he has dropped a few curse words in some of this, so I will bleep them out for you. But oh my gosh, this first one was gorgeous, but I was holding out for something a little bit different, but this is definitely a beautiful anthurium to start with.
If anybody's interested, I got some Tazula red crystals, $175 starting bid.
It's beautiful,
dark,
and I know some of you are probably thinking
red.
$175 for that little plant, but this is what I was trying to tell you guys, is anthuriums are just, everybody's crossing them at home. Like, he's crossing them himself at home and growing them and creating all these cool hybrids. So I feel like the pricing on anthuriums is always going to stay like kind of high because you can create so many unique plants, but that is a beautiful,
all right,
beautiful
for this
plant.
next one, I'm going to start it off real low, which I shouldn't, but I'm going to do it anyways. So we are going to start this guy off. This is Dark Crystal Mags by Carla Blackie. You can
That
see
is
it's
a
very
beautiful plant.
Carla-ish.
If you guys
Very
aren't
Carla
familiar
E.
with Carla Blackie
Nothing
Eye,
took
I
more on
will
the Carla
try to
traits.
show it up for you and a crystal
And we're gonna
mag. But when I
start it
saw
off
this, you guys,
$21.
and
with
heard
$2
$21,
increments, just to make
I was
things
like, I'm bidding on this. So there it is. And
a
then
little
somebody
bit
immediately jumped it to 50. And then I immediately jumped it to 60 because honestly, you guys, he had shown this a little bit earlier in the live, but I was waiting to see what all he had available first, and he had asked 65 for it. So I felt like offering 60 wasn't that bad, and I feel like that other guy was going to keep trying to outbid me. Now, there was a ton of sniping going on in this live. It was crazy. crazy sniping. So I knew I was going to have to be prepared to send in a last minute bid.
No, I know.
So that's why I'm got my keyboard up still, and you'll see.
This one is very Carla-ish.
See, there's somebody just put in a 64 bid. Now I got to take it up.
67.
And then I got myself prepared again, like just in case.
Probably one of those ones where you'll send me a picture in like 2 years when it's huge, or not even 2 years, a year, and then I'll be like, I should have never sold it.
And honestly, you guys, he's right. I can see this plant looking stunning like, as it matures. Never
sold it. We should tell me sell that. All right, I'll give it a second. Again, $2 increments. So I'll just go ahead and count it down.
My heart was beating so fast, you guys, because I was so sure
10,
someone was going to try to snipe
9,
me.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done.
And as you saw, somebody did try to snipe me, but they screwed up. Listen.
Sure.
No, Aloha, because somebody bid $1 increment, so it doesn't count.
Oh, yes.
They bid
So
higher,
who got it? So I
they
could
get
tip.
Aloha. A couple people at 68. No, at 67.
67.
Okay, so I got that for $67, you guys, because basically what happened was they had said $2 increments, I believe it was, and the person, so I had the highest bid at 67, the person that tried to snipe me only put in 68, so they didn't adhere to the $2 increments, and then I tried to snipe them at 71, and so since their bid didn't count, and that basically means I sniped myself, they aren't going to make me pay 71. They went with the last bid I had done before that. So yes, super excited to get that. And I will say sometimes it is like an adrenaline rush. That one in particular was crazy. Did I say it was Redland Botanicals? I think I just started talking about him and then never said it was Redland Botanicals. That is Redland Botanicals. They are also, I believe, based in Florida. Lots of Florida sellers on the app in general, which we know all of these plants that we like to buy love the Florida environment. So that's definitely helpful and why a lot of those plants look so fabulous. Okay, you guys, so definitely a fun experience. And now I'm just in the process of waiting to receive these items in, and we are going to be unboxing these plants in this video here in a second. All of them, I think, are coming on 3-day shipping, so I'm pretty sure all of them should arrive before I have to wrap up filming this video so that I can release it on time for you guys. If not though, I will do a follow-up video about probably a month from now, kind of showing you how the plants are doing after they've had time to acclimate to my house after shipping and everything, and we can look at any of the other ones that hadn't arrived yet in that video. So right about now though, we should be moving to the kitchen because we're going to be unboxing whatever has arrived first. All right guys, well it is about a week later now and UPS just dropped off this box of plants for me from Plants with Dirt that I purchased on PlantStory. Super excited to get to show you all these plants, including the ones that will be a surprise to you because you don't know that I actually purchased them. All right, so I went ahead and got through the tape here just to make things go a little bit more quickly. We do have the packaging slip. That all looks accurate to me. Let's see, we got some good insulation going on here. I did opt to go ahead and have them still do the heat pack. There was an option to decline the heat pack, but since they are in New York and they said that the temperatures up there right now are still not like above 50, I didn't want to run any kind of a risk. If this was like, for example, coming from maybe somebody in Florida right now, we're pretty warm, the path that it would have to go to get to me from Florida, so I probably wouldn't have kept the heat packs on there, but I just wanted to be better safe than sorry on this order. Alrighty. So far it looks very well packaged, I will say that. It definitely feels quite warm in here, not overly warm, but it is also, I think, 86 degrees outside right now. I didn't realize it was going to be that warm today. All right. And just to remind you guys, I did, even though I bought all of these plants from Plants with Dirt, like between 2 of their live sales they did, one of the live sales was at their friend's place. His name is Matt. And so I did get some of the plants from his place, but it was sold through Plants with Dirt, if that makes sense. It's definitely packaged well. Very secure. There's lots of tape going on here. It might be easier if I just cut through the sides of this. I always find it interesting to see how everybody packages their plants, like the differences and similarities that people do. Okay, we've got our first one free here, and I have a feeling I know what this one is. I'm super excited about it. It is a Wishlist plant. I guess I should have started with that. There are 2 Wishlist plants in here, so that's exciting. Okay, so this is the one that has the hook with it, which is also a Wishlist plant. We might save those 2 for last. And they've not labeled the outside of these, so I'm not sure what's what. Have a hunch though, just based on size. So I think we're gonna start with this one first. Let me get the box. Oh, the box is like heavy. Sturdy cardboard. Must be the. Oh yeah, the heat pack is taped in over here on the side. It's kind of like weighing that side down. I was like, why is this so unevenly weighted? All right, let's get that down there. Put our paper and everything down there as we go. I'm sure Theo will probably come and mess with it, but that's okay. All right, so I'm pretty sure, I think I know what this is, and you guys saw me buy this one. And this is a purchase I made because, as I had mentioned to you guys, I do already have one of these plants, but it is just a baby, and I want to get the plant looking more full, so I wanted to add to it. But before I say anything else, let's just open this up and make sure it is the plant that I think it is. Maybe I can sneak a quick peek. Actually, I don't know what this is. Okay. This is not a plant that I ordered. So there's that. Well, we're probably going to get to learn about how good PlantStory is at fixing problems, because this is definitely not a plant I ordered. I'm not even 100% certain what kind of plant this is. So yeah, there's that. We set this poor little baby aside who probably was meant for somebody else. Ooh, not good. Hopefully we have better luck moving forward. And definitely, like, on the shipping list, just double check, because I noticed that they printed, like, I guess this was a throwaway piece of paper with somebody else's order on the back, so they reused it, which kudos to them for not wasting stuff. But I just want to make sure that wasn't potentially some part of this order. Doesn't look like it, so not really sure what's going on here. Okay, let's try this one, because this should be the second plant that I ordered from the first live sale of theirs that I watched or attended. But the good news is I have the screen recordings to show them, hey, this is the plant I got, which, reminder you guys, when you're buying live, it's always a good idea to, once you win a plant in an auction or whatnot, to take a screenshot of it so that if something like this happens, you can go back and be like, nope, this was the one. This is the one you were supposed to send me. All right, let's hope that this is what I think it is. Okay, I think this one is correct. Get the cotton off of here. Yes, so this is the Philodendron SP Columbia, and definitely looks a little bit smaller in person than it did on screen, but that happens. That happens a lot. But beautiful, beautiful leaves. This is one of those crawling philodendrons that gets a very billowy texture to the leaves and look to the leaves. Definitely looks nice, you guys. Doesn't look like it got real damaged or anything in shipping. There is some damage to the leaves, but it looks like it's probably just been there from while it was growing and everything. But let me go ahead and get the saran wrap off of and stuff off of this one. So these are very well packaged, I will say. So you guys saw we had the cotton kind of tucked around, protecting the leaves. Then the paper, this is all saran wrapped and then taped on top, which is what's going to be the hardest thing to get through here. So I'm just going to carefully try to kind of cut my way through that. You can see the cats are getting a little bit restless. It is getting close to their dinner time, but as usual, I have no control over what time of day UPS delivers, and I am starting to realize that I am apparently at the end of the delivery schedule, at least when it comes to plants. It seems I'm always at the end of the day for the delivery schedule, even though, technically it says it's been out for delivery since I think 9:38 this morning or something like that. Okay, you guys can see they also put some paper towels down in there to help keep the dirt in place so that stuff wasn't just falling out all over. Okay, we are finally getting this plant free. Alrighty, and definitely damp, not overly wet though, so that's nice. This plant looks fabulous, super happy about that. We'll set him over there. All right, let me get this into our trash box down here. Okay, so these next two plants that are wishlist plants did come from Matt at the Plant Ward. I really hope I have that right, you guys. It's been a long, tiring day. Hopefully I did not state that incorrectly. But yeah, his like greenhouse, oh my gosh, he had so much stuff. So like eclectic, like collection of things in that greenhouse. But these two things I got really excited about, and one of them actually I got for free. So getting a wish list plant for free is definitely cool. And get the hanger off of here. Okay. So this has actually been on my wish list for 2 years now. This is a genus of plant that is very similar to Hoya's. Okay. So this is a Dischidia. And like I said, very closely related to Hoya. And this is what is commonly known as a million hearts, but it is a numerolata, a variegated numerolata. And because of the nature of these tiny leaves, this cotton is probably going to be all stuck up in here, but that's okay. At least the cotton's doing its job, protecting the plant. Okay, I'm gonna try and get the wrapping off of this, but hopefully you guys can see nice tiny little kind of, I guess, heart-shaped leaves, hence the name. And they are variegated. There's just a little bit of variegation kind of really on the outer edge. But this should grow as it grows, kind of take on a look, kind of, I guess, if I was going to compare it to a Hoya, like the closest Hoya I own, would be maybe somewhere between like a Curtisii, a Hoya Curtisii, and my Hoya Croniana Super Silver. Kind of that look. But the thing that I really like about Dischidia is that they don't have woody colored stems. So hopefully you guys can see that the stems are the same color as the leaves. The cats are really starting to get restless. Hopefully I don't have to take a break. I mean, we've only got one more plant to get into here, so we should be fine, and I shouldn't have to take a break to feed them. Technically, it's a little bit early, but because I'm in the kitchen, they think it's time to eat, right? That's how it goes. When it's close to mealtime, you go to where their food bowls are, and they assume that you're going to feed them, or at least they hope. Okay. All right, got that off. Just get the paper towels off of here. Okay, just trying to get the vines kind of spread back out now that they're free of the wrapping. All right. So that is looking very nice, shipped very well. Doesn't look like it's lost any leaves or anything. It is damp, probably a little bit more damp than the other one, but not too damp. And it is in some nice, well-draining looking soil here. So once again, I'll probably leave this one be either for a long time, actually probably a long time. I picked this up and I mean, you can tell it's damp, but it feels super light, which tells me that's a nice chunky, airy mix in there, which is what this plant wants. So all in all, looking really, really nice. Super happy to have added this to my collection. Why don't we put the little hanger back on here? I have no clue where I'm going to put these plants yet, you guys. I haven't had time to really think about it. And honestly, I wasn't even sure if I was going to really be buying plants for myself or other people or inventory or like what the plan was. But then I found a bunch of plants that I wanted, and honestly, you guys, it's been so long since I've like shopped for plants for myself, I got a little bit carried away, I feel like. And so now it's like, where am I going to put everything? I don't know. Theo, can you not chew on that box, please? All right, there we go. Super cute, nice little new plant baby. We're going to put this so that the hanger won't be standing up in the way. Okay, so here is the freebie, courtesy of Matt. Oop, I accidentally knocked one leaf off. That's okay. And when I saw them say, okay, we're just gonna throw these up for free. I mean, free, it was free if like, I think maybe it was actually like 50 cents or something like that. We might as well just call that free. If you like bought something, otherwise you had to also like pay $15 shipping to get the quote unquote free plant. But I did buy Theo. He's clawing at the door like he's gonna go outside. He's not an outside cat. I don't know what he thinks he's doing. But I did buy this one in that live sale as well. So I got this one for free, 50 cents, something like that. And this one, I will say it's, okay, so it's a wish list plant, but I'm not sure if it's the exact variety of the one on my wish list or not. Alrighty. And this is the first time that this plant has been on my wish list was this year, because as I mentioned to you guys before, I have never before, nope, that's not what this plant is. Not what this plant is. Okay, this is the first plant I thought we were opening that ended up being this plant. So my freebie is missing, so we're gonna have to reach out to them about that. So this is a Syngonium red spot tricolor, which what I was saying before at the start of this unboxing part of this video was that I was wanting to get another one. I wanted to make the one I have, which is just a tiny baby plant like this as well, bigger and fuller, well not bigger, but fuller. So this will get added to that one. Now that plant is now living in LECA, so I'm gonna have to transition this one to LECA, but I'm gonna let it recover first from shipping before I start that process. Well, I'm kind of disappointed they can't show you all the freebie like wish list plant that I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna give it to me for free. I've got like getting a free wish list plant, like that's awesome. Okay, this one is kind of looking a little bit more ragged than the others from the shipping process, or maybe it just was like that before. Who knows? Ooh, stood up like too quickly and like something in my back just like pinched. Okay, this one is way more damp than the others. All right, so there is the cute little Syngonium red spot tricolor to add in to my existing one. Okay, all right, you guys, so I now have to reach out to them and figure out A, who was supposed to get this, and B, what happened to my other freebie. So I will probably catch back up with you here in a day or so and let you know what happened with that. All right, guys, well, it is a few days later now, and I do have an update for you on the messed up order from Plants with Dirt. We'll get to that in a bit. But first of all, the other two plants that I got have arrived. One of them we are going to be unboxing here in a second. The other one arrived yesterday, but it came kind of at a point in the day where I had to leave to go somewhere and I wasn't going to be back until super late, like bedtime late. And I didn't have time to film unboxing it before then, and I didn't want to leave the plant like in the box any longer than it needed to be. So I went ahead and unboxed it without you guys. I did take some pictures of the packaging to show you guys, though it was packaged really well. So this is the plant that I got from Willow Ivy Botanicals, and they also sent me, hold on, some little cute stickers in the box as well, and then some of these plant clips, which I think most people use these for like if you've got a plant that you want to like kind of vine along the wall to adhere it to the wall. It has little like adhesive things that you can put on the back side of these, and then you just run the vines through there. So I thought that was a fun little like extra thank you gift. Has a little thank you sticker on the back, so that was fun. But let me show you the absolutely gorgeous plant. And I knew this was the biggest plant that I ordered, you guys. You saw me order it earlier in this video, but like when I got it out of the box, I was just like, oh my gosh, she's massive. So hold on. Here she is. So this is the very beautiful Radicans by Luxurians Anthurium that I got from Willow Ivy Botanicals. So gorgeous, you guys. I mean, look how beautifully textured those leaves are. There is some minor damage to some of the leaves. Hopefully you can see there's like a crack kind of in the upper center top part of that one. There is just a little bit of that on here, you guys. I don't know if that was just already there or if it could have been something that happened in shipping, but it's not bad. It's not on every leaf. It's just a few leaves, and it's not really that noticeable unless you're getting like super up close on it. But look how gorgeous the red on the backs of the leaves, on the veins and on the stems here are. And this is technically, it looks like it's the start. There's a start of a third plant in here. There's definitely two big plants. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see, but there's two, or heads, if you want to call them heads. A lot of people call them heads. But there's two big ones in here, and then it looks like there is just a smaller one starting as well. So this, it makes me so happy, you guys. Look how big that leaf is. Totally a gorgeous, beautiful plant. Came very quickly, no issues. Super happy to add this anthurium to my collection. So thank you again to Willow Ivy Botanicals. Okay, I'm gonna set this girl aside over here. And I am struggling to figure out where I'm quarantining all these plants right now. You guys don't really have space because my quarantine room is currently filled with the plants that we discovered flat mites on recently. So yeah, things are getting interesting over here. But let's go ahead and get into this box. This is the plant, the anthurium that I ordered from Redland Botanicals. Super excited about this one as well. This is definitely going to be a smaller one. It was just a baby. See, I should have already undone. Should have already cut through the tape. You guys know sometimes I have a hard time getting through the tape. And I know the fact that I have essential trimmers that make my hands shake makes you guys nervous watching me cut through the tape sometimes. So for that reason, I've been trying to cut through the tape before we actually have it on film. And this came pretty quickly as well. It was 3-day shipping, and thankfully it arrived early in the day today, which is rare for UPS. They seem to, like I have said before, like to put me at the very end of the route. So I'm not sure if you guys can see in there, but it is taped, wrapped in bubble wrap. We had the cotton in here, and then it's taped to the side of the box to keep it from rolling around. Got it out of there. Let me just, it'll stay upright, get this stuff out of the way. Alrighty. So just a reminder, this is the Carla Mag, I said that wrong. This is the Crystal Mag by Carla Blackier Anthurium. Through the top part here. And just like the other plants we've unboxed, you can see there's cotton all around the leaves to help protect the leaves. Go with that. All right, you guys. Ooh, look at that cutie. Now that is the new emerging leaf right there. It looks a little bit bent, probably got that way in shipping, but it's not fully hardened off, so that's not surprising. And it should be totally fine. Like it'll, as it hardens off, it will flatten back out. But you can see the other leaves all look great. No damage or anything like that. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, you guys. I'm so happy to add this plant to my collection. Okay. Let me try and get this tape off. Sometimes this makes me nervous when they do all this taping across the top to keep everything in. I'm worried because like how close it is to this leaf. Like I don't want to accidentally have the tape like adhere to the leaf or something while I'm trying to remove it. But I think, oh, see, this is me. I need to like keep the adhesive side down while I'm pulling it off. All right, and then just like everybody else, they put the paper towels on there to help with the dirt situation and keeping it all in place. Okay, she's fully free. Okay, so excited about this, you guys. Oh my gosh, I don't know. This might be my favorite one that we've unboxed. Oh, okay, all right, so let me catch you up real quick, and another big thank you again to Redland Botanicals for that. I did catch one of their other live sales, I believe it was yesterday, looking for something else, but I kept getting distracted and with work stuff and probably missed out on some really cool things, but there will be future lives that I can attend again. All right, you guys, so let me catch you up on the Plants with Dirt situation with the kind of messed up order that we unboxed. So I did reach out to them that night. They were very quick to respond. Basically, I don't know if they know who the Japanese Aurelia was supposed to go to or not, but they haven't asked me to send it back or anything like that. They did state that the plant that was missing, which is the Wishlist plant that you guys don't even know what it is because I didn't include it in any of the footage that you saw earlier in the video, they did say it was going to ship out this week. As of yesterday, I had not heard anything from them, and so I kind of reached out to my contact at PlantStory, and I think he might have contacted somebody else because last night I did get a message from them apologizing again for like the mishap and letting me know that they were going to get it shipped out like today, and even saying they were going to send me some freebies for my troubles. So that is officially in the mail. We will not be opening that in this video because it's not going to get here in time to be included, but I am going to do a follow-up video on how all of these beautiful little plant babies are acclimating here in about a month. And so I will include it in that video for you guys. But I would like to once again thank PlantStory, aka now Palmstreet, for sponsoring today's video. I will post a link to the app in the video description below for you guys if you want to go check it out for yourself. I will also list all of the sellers that we saw in today's video. And beyond that, I really hope you have enjoyed coming along on this plant shopping and unboxing experience with me. If so, please be sure to click that like and or subscribe button. And I look forward to seeing you guys again next time. Aloha!